It says under new definitions right here that 12% of the population lives in urban areas, 19% live in rural areas, and that leaves 69% that live in the suburbs. So welcome to what is the explanation of suburban response. Why we came up with the idea to pick the suburbs? Well, that's because that's where the majority of America lives right now. And what we're facing is not a metropolis and definitely not farmland. We've got a lot of close neighbors. We've got a lot of people we can get to know if we choose to do so. And we have a lot of opportunity to collaborate and a lot of places and nooks and crannies to defend. So that's where it originated, and that's why we chose this area, because that's where we are. We're in the suburbs. We're just regular dads, all concerned husbands that want to make sure their families are kept safe, and not only security, but also prepared for the future with all the emergency things that may come our way. So whether it's a crisis, in society, whether it's a crisis in the weather, we want to be prepared.
I like it. I mean, I'm totally on board with everything you just said there, Zach. I know as we've talked about things, kind of our definition of preparedness that we were looking at was it's a methodology that we use to really perpetuate that normalcy that our families are used to. We want them to have the things and the comfort that they've been accustomed to, even if something goes astray, if there's a storm that blows through or the power is out for a little while. Hopefully nothing worse than that, but even if there's something worse than that, what can we do to kind of help them stay comfortable and at ease while we adjust to whatever we're going through? It's kind of like I'm a car insurance policy. I don't buy my car insurance because I'm hoping to get into a wreck. I have the policy just in case there's an event. And that's the way I look at emergency preparedness.
Absolutely. Yeah. The kind of thing that I want to be prepared for is, whether it's financial
Mhm.
situations, whether it's something where like we have another pandemic, and I realize, oh no, I need this, baby formula and it's all gone off the shelves. And the guy at the store says, oh, there's a bunch of crazy people came in and bought up everything, or realizing that you didn't have enough toilet paper and you're
Yeah.
thankful that you invested in a bidet a few months earlier. But the main thing I would like to feel is that sense of security that we've done all that we could and we don't find ourselves in a desperate situation. To be desperate, to be struggling, to watch your loved ones struggle, that's obviously like the most frightening thought. It's the part that you want to make sure that you're in control of. Are you
Mhm.
going to be able to provide? And even in an emergency situation, regardless of the circumstances, can you pull it off? Can you get away with surviving regardless of whatever the situation is? And
Right.
so, like you said, the idea of, we're not trying to get people scared. We want
Yeah.
people, like Mike Glover said, we want people to get on board. Like, don't don't worry about all the problems that could happen. Just join us in this idea that we can face everything and we don't have to fear as long as we're prepared. And
Right.
preparation could look like, the food storage. It can look like your physical fitness. It can look like the kind of things that you're used to doing, the kind of skills and that those sort of things. The way you're able to live either off the land or how to communicate with others from your local area and how to organize people and those sort of things. And that's the part that I want to really get good at as we go on this journey together and figure out how can we make our suburban area, our neighborhoods more
Yeah.
safe and secure and ready for whatever happens.
Right. We want this to be something that's going to bring peace, not just to us, but to the people that are kind of doing this with us. This isn't supposed to be some big scare tactic. I know you and I have talked about like we don't want to throw out these scary headlines to try and bait people in. We just want to have an honest conversation about, hey, here's things that we can work on. We can take it one step at a time and have some faith. Like things are going to be okay. We're here together and we'll work as a team.
Yeah, and the truth is what we're facing is the need to get organized in our
Mhm.
personal lives. And we're not trying to get everybody to do the same thing, but get everyone
Right.
to do something. Because
Right.
when it comes down to it, everyone's got different things that they need, and everyone's got different, financial circumstances where we need to be able to gather what we can as best as we can. And I think minimally everybody can look at, hey, what can I put in a bag to go camping? That's one of the
Uh,
simplest ways to do it, right? And when it comes down to it, you don't have to invest in a freeze dryer machine and freeze dry all your lasagna and pad thai or whatever it is that you're trying to store up, right? You can do something as simple as having a bag and being able to put whatever you can survive in it and be able to leave the house. But even better than having a bunch of freeze-dried material would be having just enough canned goods in your house. Canned
mhm.
goods can last a good long time, especially if it's stuff that you eat, those sort of things. So we do want to talk about at some point going over gaining a 1 year food supply, a 3 month food supply, at least a week food supply, and
Right.
those sort of things. All for everything from water, purification, those sort of things, and even supplies for medical purposes and those sort of things.
Now, one thing I do hope we'll do as we go on this journey is that we will talk about current events periodically and how those apply to the things that we want to try and have ready. Not necessarily in an effort to scare people, but just say, hey, look, here's an opportunity that as we're watching the world around us, hopefully these things are inspiring us to do something so that we're a little more prepared, we're a little more secure for our families. We want good things.
And information is hard to come by. Like
Mhm.
there's definitely a lot of sifting you have to do to
Right.
figure out what's out there and what's happening. And regardless of whether or not something can be confirmed at the time, it would be really good to be aware of what's happening, what people are saying, and to be, a little bit more prepared for in case this happens, we're ready, right? We
But you
don't want
make
to
an
be caught.
informed decision and you've got a plan.
Yeah, then we're not caught off guard in the end there.
Right.
So that's roughly the whole thing. That summarizes pretty much, in my opinion, everything that we want to be able to cover. I'm sure there's going to be some other fun things. I know we're going to go over books and those
Mhm.
sort of things. Go through chapter by chapter, do our little reviews of movie trailers and TV shows that have been out and those sort of things. But I definitely want to be able to say that this is all about helping people feel confident that they can get through virtually any hard time because I felt in times in my life that I wasn't ready for something, whether it's, I didn't pack enough Motrin when I was traveling with my kid up north, or whether, I didn't have the toilet paper, like I said before. There's just some things that are going to make you feel more secure and make you feel like you can rest easy because you've got it covered. And I think altogether, when we do this, we've got it covered. If you are interested in following us, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like, share it with someone that you might think would be interested in following us and figuring out how they can get more prepared and seeing the journey of how we progress as we become more prepared. So go out and do the brave thing today. Don't be afraid and get ready, get prepared to be ready to respond to anything in your suburban environment.
Detonate, got the moment to strike, I don't hesitate. I'm feeling like winning, they spitting the venom, but I got the power, I ain't afraid.